Happy Bee Man here today. We're just looking first hive ready to feed. When you put the feeders on, you got to watch for robin. The hive's just beginning to get touched. Not a good sign. Two things will do. I'll clog up this little back hole. I'll take the front end. I'll reduce it way down. Put the entrance on the front. I'll even go down farther than that. I'll put a bigger one on. To the point that the bees can only go through, come in, and go out. A very small entrance there. Take that off. It's a hard thing about feeding bees. Sugar water, I can't feed them in the open. That's a community feeder, because if I do, my sugar will get tainted. Some people will try to convince you, I don't know how, but it's okay to do so. If you're collecting honey, I meant my honey will get tainted. If you're collecting honey, you cannot put community feeders out. And for anybody who needs to know what a community feeder is, and that's how else they're getting robbed. I'm just going to put the lid back on this one and not feed them for a while. You got to go to drastic measures to stop this one. Now I had that 5-frame lid down here, and I know the lid will stop them. She'll get a little warm, but it's better than her getting robbed. And you'll see the bees come out of the front, and you'll get that eye. I came out this morning, I didn't see that. You'll get that eye for that. And you go, getting robbed. Look, see the bees flying around, trying to find a way to get in. That's when you know. Plenty of nectar out there, right. Plenty of pollen. Bees are notorious for a free lunch. If they can get a free lunch, they will. Period. So go to this next hive. That hive's a little weak, but I dropped a full frame in it, a loaded frame. It'll hatch within a week. Then I'll pop that hive open and you'll see it and you go, wow, this thing powerful, very strong, very nice hive. This hive's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Make sure she's laying good. I put the center frame. I just took this out of a 2-framer. Be very gentle with this frame. I wouldn't be amazed if the queen's, she's not on it, and that's a good sign. For one thing, she laid it up as usual. Every single cell, she laid them up, like they always do on the new frame. Always do. Look at all the bees flying around there.
Yeah.
Robbers. That hive's already got one thing good going for it. It's got plenty of feed in it. Good. They're holding off the horde well. Yeah, beautiful layers. Couple false cells underneath. They're bringing in good pollen. It's a good time to check your brood. And that's brood. No problem. Checking your brood. You see on the other side, got nice pollen over here. Got a good pollen there. You got food in there. I don't see any honey though. I don't see any honey. Because when they start laying, these smaller hives, 3-frame nuke, they start laying eggs, you will be amazed at the volume of food they will eat. It's incredible. In the springtime, I go through a 1/2 gallon a day in a hive of sugar water. A 1/2 gallon. Because they're feeding, there's no nectar out there. I feed early.
No, you're not using smoke.
No, I barely ever do. I bring it out by habit. I always forget to use it. Boy, she's laying this thing up just beautiful. And it's warm, so there she is right there. She's marked as good as marked. Very nice size, good queen. You can see she's white, got the white dot on her head. And see, she's good. But there's one thing missing in this hive. Just one thing. And I'll show you what it is. Leah, you run back to the barn for me, please, and get me the little bag of baggies, okay? Get of baggies. Even go in the house and get one if you have to, okay?
What's the bag?
The baggies you put sandwiches and stuff, and they got the Ziplocs or feeders. I use them for feeders.
Okay.
Okay, sweetheart. Only one thing missing in this hive. Period. Lift it up. Either side.
It's light.
It's real light. So why you gotta check your hives. I can't tell people enough times. I don't care if you got, especially when you got the big boy running 7, 8, 9, 10 frames, and you're thinking, hey, we're fat. We're fat. A lot of weight in brood.
Yeah.
A lot of weight in pollen. No nectar. We've had a ton of rain. Ton of rain. The bees cannot get the pollen or nectar, like I said this morning. They're sitting there locked up, and believe me, they're at home eating. And they're feeding those babies at full speed. And nothing will tell them different until they get to the point, and you'll see a sad case of it if you ever see it. And I've seen it once before and learned the way. They'll start carrying the pupil out the front door. Then they'll know finally, they'll finally say, well, I think we shouldn't feed anymore. That's how bad it gets. It's like in the wintertime. They don't have a signal that tells them, hey, we need to slow down on eating. There's only 3 weeks left and we only have 1 week of food. They eat like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah.
They'll just keep eating themselves, as you've seen pictures of, to death. They'll just eat themselves to death. It's a real nice hive. I checked it the other day. I just put that frame in the middle, right here. Got 6 frames in here. I put 3 queen cells in here, keep them warm, and it'll be ready to go on the 27th, back off 12 days, 15th. So the 14th, I will take the cells, move them into each hive. I got 6 frames in here, and I got 2 frames of brood. That'll make 6 total fat frames. 3 2-frame nukes will come out of that. I don't want to even touch them. The queen cells are very delicate. And if you notice another thing, all my hives, insulation. We're back that time of year. Insulation. It's hot. Watch. I can't stand these. I'm starting to put the wood ones on. I'll replace them all. You'll come out and you won't. I can't stand these ovens.
Yeah.
That's what they are. They are ovens.
Yeah.
This girl right here, Joe, you're watching. That's Joe May's queen. I got a queen from Joe May. Got a few of them. Got 4 of them got mated. This one's off to a real good start because she had a real big box of bees to work with. I wanted to really see what one of Joe's queens could do, to see where it could go to and how it could move. And it took a frame and it filled it up like nothing. This hive will, in all probability, blow out in 6 to 7 weeks. Because see, the queen was mated at the summer solstice. Perfect, sweetheart. Thank you so much. She was mated right at summer solstice. She will lay like mad until it gets too cold to lay. She will lay like mad. She will go as hard as she can. And you'll tell what I mean by hard. And she will go hard until she just can't lay. Where these other queens, I don't care. I'll feed them. I'll get everything I can out of them. She's already slowing down. Just barely. They'll slow down. And they'll come to a real slow point where they're only maintaining about a frame of bees. Frame and a half of bees come in the winter. And they'll just cut out. They'll just stop. And in the winter time, what really matters in the fall is your egg count and your larva count and covered brood count in September and October. I don't care if I got 25, I don't care if I got 30 frames of bees in the hive in August. I really don't. They won't be alive in November. They'll be dead. I don't care. I would like it. Hey, nice honey flow if I'm going for honey. But the bottom line is, you want your bee count real big in September, October. You want to see nothing but eggs and covered brood and bees. Nothing nicer to see about 8 frames, 10 frames of bees, all a bunch of nurse bees, field bees, and about 4 to 6 frames of brood in any type, shape, or form.
So what about honey going into that time of year? Are they laying up honey for the winter? I mean, come that time of the year?
Yeah, and they'll do both. And you can see what that Joe May Queen's doing. She's not wasting any time.
Wow.
That Joe, that's Queen. That's Queen. She is not wasting any time. And you can see the old rainbow, as usual. That old rainbow. Pollen, honey, brood.
Okay.
Perfect organization. Just beautiful. And that's a frame, popping about 8-10 days. So I'm gonna start getting my first brood out of her real soon here. This thing started real small. As you can see, what she's good at doing one thing. If this thing can run, boy, she's perfect. Always look for this sign for a really super queen. That's a super queen. Can you see the little rice inside those little holes? By any chance? Where the bees have been hatched out already? Can you see the little rice in those holes?
I have bad eyes.
I see them on the edge.
Yeah.
Right in the holes. In the holes
Yeah.
themselves. You see the rice in there? Little eggs?
Uh-huh.
That's what you're really looking for. When a queen moves a lot to lay a lot, I love that, Joe. Those holes are laid up. In other words, she's a busybody. They're laid up. I'll actually feed this high. It could get detrimentally bad real quick because there's a ton of eggs in there. A ton. And I don't see a ton of honey. I see a nice little honey flow. This is nice to see.
There's a big queen on this
And,
side.
and there's mom, huh?
There's right there.
Oh, yeah, boy. Oh, yeah. There's mom right there. There you go, Joe. I have to give you a call. Look at that one. Oh, Lord. Nice. I like to see that pollen, but she's laying it up. I like to call it she's beating the bees. There's nothing worse than having a good queen. Just a good, nice, good queen. Had this one laying back. We'll be able to put this one in now. I had this spare just waiting for her. And that spare's ready to go in now. We'll lay that up. When you come back next week, it'll be done. In about 2 months tops, not even 2 months, excuse me. About 5 weeks, this will be a thick 10 frame hive. And I'll save it till winter. I don't think I'll be able to pull anything off it. It gets touch and go with the weather. August, putting queens in, it's tough. Around here, about 15th August is the last you want to split hives. Just for easy. You know, I could do it in September. I could split a 10 framer in September because I could put 5 frames in each hive with 2 strong queens. Don't go light on your bees late in the year. It'll kill you every time. Try to make a 2 framer in September and you'll be cleaning out a little honey. Now I'll show you what bees do. When they're left on their own. They make honey. And when they make honey, they don't stop. Because I come out, never dare I go again not using a smoker. Bad habit. The other hive, I put queen cells in. See the bees flying on my face? You know what they're telling me? You close me up, you're gonna wish you wore a veil. That's what they're telling me. Look at them flying around my face. And so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to listen to them. Now I'm going to close them up. We'll go check that hive down here at the end. Problem solved that quick. You see any robbers? Lock them out. Lock them out. Hive's strong enough, got 1,500 bees in it. Got 10, 12 robbers. If that would continue for 2 days, those 10 or 12 robbers that go tell everybody in town, it'd make you cry. You lift that lid up and you will see 500 bees take off. You won't believe it. You'll just die. Now this hive down here, I just can't help it. I used to be into honey. Pretty good, but boy, nothing like pollen. They bought me a pollen catcher.
Pollen catcher?
Yeah. You put the pollen in there, you put the catcher on the bottom, bees come in, they drop the pollen in, you pull the drawer out and you pull them out. I'll show you what bees do, and they naturally do it. They're the best engineers in the world. I'll put just a little smoke in this one. It's got some load in it. Might make some hives out of it. I think numbers now, people like Joe May and Barnyard Bees did that to me, and Jim Cow. I used to think honey, boy, I'm going to get a load out of this thing. Now I think, how many nukes can I get? It's a whole different ball game too. Whole different world. I used to always hear that and think, oh well, no big deal. It is though. It's a whole different world. Boy, you feel that aftercoat. You can boil eggs on it. You can boil eggs on it. I can't stand them. I'll start changing all of them out. Now you remember how heavy. Hey, put this thing down good.
I bet you had a cracker.
I want to pop them real hard. I could barely feel it. You are right. I had a crack there, but bees can take a lot, but they hate being jolted. They just can't stand it. Thank you. See how light it is now. See? It's light now, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's light. What happened? I'm just going to leave this boy alone. It is. And you can see.
So
it's
you
full.
got what? Probably how many frames of bees in there?
I would say about 14. But this top box weighed, I'd say 50 plus pounds.
Yeah.
Now it weighs about 35.
Yeah.
What the bees will do every time, they'll take it from the top and take it down. They will fill that bottom box up to its maximum potential. They'll fill every nook and cranny till they go up. That's why your bees never went up. They didn't go up. There was nothing up there to go up to.
Okay.
The queen was a slow layer. And when that queen was a slow layer, she said, I can't move as quick. You didn't put a divider board in there, so they never laid up more than about 8, 9 frames.
You gonna put the spacer in there?
I'm gonna show you now. I always put that bottom board down there. That guards the queen. In case the queen's up on top side, and I know where she's at, I just put some new frames on the bottom. Down here in the bottom now, got that screwdriver, Raphael? Thank you. I just put some frames down here. This hive's bursting. And you can see, even this time of year, they will work them. Very gentle bees, easy to work with. Well, you can feel them tickling you, can't you? You can see what the girls can do in a few days.
That's all eggs.
That's all I see on that side. And she's even laying up drones. And this side, she's works too. Yeah, took me a while, but you can look at her. There she is right there. Can't miss her. Old fat head, I got her marked. Right there. And what's she doing? New comb makes new eggs every single time. I have tried to teach people that over and over. I taught Raphael that. What happened to him? He said, I have a hard time keeping up with my bees. They'll run him over if he doesn't watch them once a week. They would run him over. They'd swarm.
Yeah.
They would swarm. They would literally take off and leave. Now, because the queen's on there, I'm going to be real nice and careful here.
Let me hold that.
There we go. Right over the hive. If
Yep.
she falls, she goes in.
Yeah.
That's what we like. And you can see these frames, she doesn't know how to do nothing but one thing. And she just, and this is what we want to see. She went right back in there and she laid up the holes. See the
Yeah.
empties? She went
Okay.
right back in there and laid those empties in. That's what you want to see with the queen every time. You don't want the bees to beat her. You having a problem with that one, Sue?
No, I'm doing good.
Oh, good. Because I'm going to pull this one up because I see the enemy maybe.
Dad, I'll be back. I just
Oh, you go ahead, sweetheart.
You look high.
Yeah, you go take a break. Laid it up. Look at all the holes again. I mean, and that frame's ready to blow. Let every single one. And in this hive, she will. I'll pull frames of brood out here. I'll probably pull another one. Frames of brood out of here, left and right. Left and right. Raphael was out here when I was making nukes in this one hive. I think, I'd have to check records, I pulled 18 frames of brood. And still look at it. I'll put you back right here. And now I know at least I have the queen here. So the good news is I can push these frames together pretty tight. I may kill a few workers, but I always have a problem of forgetting to put them tight. And that is the worst thing I do in beekeeping, is not put the frames back tight. Come on, girl, get out of the way. And you can see the bees building back up out front. I got just my foot out there. That's it. Even with the brood in there. Oh, I'm going to go to mediums in a couple years. Go ahead and lift that about a half inch off there. There's brood in there too, not honey. Honey weighs more. Oh yeah.
Definitely this.
Yeah,
10, 15 pounds heavier than that one.
yeah. They're 75 pounds. No, they get brutal, and that's why you see older folks like ourselves and 60 plus. They use mediums for supers, and they get 55, 60 pounds when they get filled with honey. Where deep like this, they go 90 pounds on you. It will go 90 pounds. I love running hives like this though. They're packed, they're full, nothing's getting in them. I saw a hive beetle in the nuke I sold you. It was going one direction, out the front door. It was running as fast as it could. Like, I do not want to be in here. And so it was running. We'll go down here, and as you can see, yeah, there's good traffic now. Things are waking up. I'll come back down here, look at my hive again. Good. These are all girls coming home. You see them fanning in the front like that? They're trying to cool it down a little. That's okay. That's okay. They're getting a little hot. I'd rather have them a little hot. I can cool them off. I'll fix the board up tonight real good. I'll make everything right. Any few robbers that have an idea of searching around for a free lunch, and there are always a few robbers searching for a free lunch. We'll come back over here and say, oh boy, no thanks. We've got a little doorway there. Got a little doorway. And those are things you can learn in the hive that, you just can't learn anywhere else. You got to learn in the apiary. You got to learn. And the bees are hitting the sunflowers too.
Yeah, sunflowers now.
I'm gonna head out. Yeah, I
Oh.
still have one more patient to see, so
Okay.
I'll see you later. We'll see you guys.
Hey, you all take care. Glad you joined us,
Well, I
Sue.
think Rod's staying.
I'm staying for a little bit.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
See you guys
Will I
later.
see you over there? Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great. There, you can see they're drinking up that sugar water. It's just 1 to 1, nothing fancy. I do have a little bit inside of it that helps them drink it. I'll put a little mix in there because they like the nectar more, and the nurse bees just stay down. If I just put sugar water this time of year, the nurse bees will stay down. But I just mix a little special in there, and a little wintergreen, a little tea tree oil, and something else. And it makes them come right up. They come right up. And the wintergreen wipes out the trachomite too.
Wipes out what?
Trachomite.
Oh, really?
Trachomite used to be a real problem.
Yeah.
Used to be.
I've read about that.
Yeah, it's a thing of the past. And the tea tree oil, I'll show y'all when winter comes how to mix it
Yeah.
so that you can mix it to a gallon of sugar water. It helps them with the dysentery, which is in a short-term nosema. It just knocks it out. It just, I don't know what it is scientifically. I don't know how it works. I just know I don't want the bees to get it. It's it can really ruin bees, especially if you have a long cold spell. They don't like it. They get locked in. This hive, I got to check if it's laying. This is the time of year we want to do one thing. What am I doing now this time of year? I'm planning for next year. I'm planning for last splits I'm making right now to build the apiary up. I took this hive, here's the 5-framer I took it out of. Right there. And this hive, here's another one with a wooden top. I mean, I put my hand on the top.
Yeah.
You put your hand like that on top of one of those metal ones and it'll burn it.
I know they're
this
hot
one,
because
you can feel the difference.
you leave a piece of hammer or whatever, crowbar lay on in the sun. You go to pick it up.
Yeah.
Woo! It'll let you know it. Yeah, I'll put a little smoke in here. What you know. See, they're keeping it cool. See, they're working it, but they're not drastic. When you see them lined up way out here,
Yeah.
and then in the evening you see them hanging off the end, you've got a heat problem.
Yeah. And I remember that 2 weeks ago, and the shrimp that you make me,
Yeah,
they fixed the problem.
fixed problem.
Yeah.
That's all you need. It's a nice big shim.
Yeah.
Just a real nice hive. I gotta make to see if she's laying or not.
Well, now this is a little bit more. This hive is humming.
It's something because I just smoked it.
Okay.
Yeah. And I don't know if she's laying or not. There was a queen in here. I saw her. And we're going to find out if she's laying or not. Today, we're going to find out. Because besides bringing in good honey. And it's bringing in good pollen, but
Wind feels good.
yes,
yeah,
it
does.
does.
Over here. We're over behind that tree, maybe.
Yeah.
I think so. And we're missing every half a degree of it.
Yeah. And there's the queen on this side.
That's what I like to see.
It's right there.
Oh, she's big.
Yeah.
You got a good eye for that, Raphael. I think you've picked out the last.
Whew. That's one of my better queens.
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy. You see that queen, Rodney? Let's back off a little. We do not want to make her nervous.
All right.
I don't want to
see it.
lose her. I don't want her flying away. That is a prize queen. That's one we like. But
You don't need
even
to go, so you don't need to go any farther. Once you see she's in there.
oh yeah, I wasn't even looking for her. I was looking for eggs. If I see eggs, we're
Okay.
done.
All right.
It's a done deal. And this box, now that she's laying, that gives me extra capability. She's a strong layer. She just got mated 3 to 5 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Strong layer. So I know, let's say she only lays 3/4 of a frame of bees up. They're not even capped. They're just starting to get big pupilla, just ready to be capped. I can make a nuke with those eggs though. Because there'll be nothing but nurse bees on that nuke. They won't leave that nuke for nothing. I can take them out of here and put them in another nuke, take a frame of nurse bees out of there, and you can mix bees. There'll be a little bit of wrestling, a little sugar water, a little smoke fixes that. There'll be a little wrestling. You might find 5 or 10 dead ones on the bottom, but the bottom line, they don't really care there's no queen. They go into queenless mode. They go, where's the queen? Where's our champion? Because that's what robbers do too. They'll do the same thing. What does the robbers try to do? The first thing they do, kill the queen.
Yeah.
Takes morale of the whole hive away. I'm going to get some sugar water and feed this one.
Let's see. What was that over 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
2. These sunflowers are only this tall.
I remember that was last week.
Yeah.
I not seeing those and now got flowers. Yeah, last time
Do
it
they
was-
like these? I wonder. These like sunflowers?
Yeah, yeah,
They do.
yep. They love them.
They'll tear them up.
Do they?
Yeah, high pollen. They're good nectar. They're real high
Whereas,
pollen.
You know, the red clover isn't.
No, the bees may or may not go on red clover,
Okay.
but I know I've never seen them. I've never seen a bee on red clover, and it's because it's too deep
Yeah.
for
right.
their little tongue to stick in.
That's why I was wondering if these sunflowers are that same way.
No, because you'll see them once they really spot them, and you can see the bees like the mix to the point of, you want to take this mix? They'll go right in it and land in it, and they'll make a mess of things. These little feeders here are Ziploc bags, folks. I take a 16 fingernail, I put 2 or 3 holes in the bottom of it. They're a nickel a piece. A feeder lasts 2 weeks. I throw it away. I feed for 3 months. That's, excuse me, in the spring. 3 months in the winter. That's 6 months at a nickel a pop. We all both do the math. It's 30 cents a hive for the whole year for a feeder. I know people want feeders for $10
Yeah.
all day long. It's sad. I'll show you how to make them for free. It's sad. I'll tell you they're doing you a favor at the same time. This is my queen that produced all my queens. This queen, I didn't pay production price for, but when you have a queen that can make, like that queen down there did, 7+ frames of brood, you've got a layer on your hands. You've got a layer on your hands. She's laying. To do that, she's got to have a few things in order. One, she's got to have mass amounts of sugar, water, or nectar coming in. 2, mass amounts of pollen, fake pollen or real pollen coming in. And 3, mass amounts of bees. She does. You can't cheat her. Raphael was with me when I made this hive, and for one reason or another, they do it sometimes. She ran out on me. Not ran out, but all the bees ran out. I thought I had tons of nurse bees in this hive. It went down to about a frame, remember?
Yeah.
And it was my best queen. I put a frame of brood in there. The next week it popped, and I've already taken a frame from her, and I probably won't take another. She's a real good bee. You can go play in the water or something, Banker. It's too hot.
Your face is all red.
Yeah, it's too hot. These bees, I got this out of the last hive down there. I put this in here because it had honey and pollen in it. And I go, might as well feed it to someone.
Yeah.
And so that's exactly what it.
End hive there was your wild one, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, was it ever? Yeah, and they're still cleaning the pollen up. So up, very little pollen left. Yeah, they'll eat the pollen right out of that, and I'll let them. And then when it's done, I'll throw it in my used wax bucket when it's all said and done. But we're back up to 5 good, strong, solid frames of bees. Oh Lord, and she's just on her merry way. And I'll actually feed her because I know she can absorb the food with her brood. Well, that bee fell on me most of the time when they fall on you. By accident even, they sting you.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing here. But there's one good piece of news about that. There's nothing on this frame but honey and pollen. The good news is that I'm keeping up with her. I don't want to get behind her. I'm keeping up with her. Boy, that's now another bee just hit me.
Yeah.
Usually you get stung. Boy, when they hit you or they accidentally fall on you, you get stung. Well, that's what I like to see. There we go. You know, when this is going to hatch in the next 2 days. And every hole, you see, that's the sign of a good queens will lay it right back up for you.
Yeah.
I can't reiterate that enough.
She's on this side.
Yeah, she's a red one. She's from last year, yeah. There you go. And you know what's funny? She's big, but she's not gigantic. See? She's
Yeah.
from last year.
Yeah.
She's big. She's a good size queen. She's from last year. I'll mark my bees a different color maybe next year, but I still got the marker and they're like $7 a piece, so I just keep it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it can't take a lot of ink.
No, it doesn't. It's a water color type bee.
Oh, I see.
That's my girl. Every single one.
Yeah.
Every single
Nice.
one. Now this hive will blow out. This is what we call it, a put away hive, and that's all I got to see. And that's how we can move through hives a little quicker. We don't got to look at every single thing and make sure everything's perfect. I come to the back here. She's okay. It's a little light. We'll help resolve that just a little bit. We'll get our baggie here. Like I said, folks, real easy to make. It's a Ziploc bag. The wax is on the back side, so I know it goes down. I just take this quart. It's not a lot of sugar water. I'm not feeding them full sugar water. Probably giving her 6 to 8 ounces, but it helps. And you'll see the bees, where I drop that little bit, they'll come right to it.
Oh yeah.
Right to it. It won't waste any time. I'm only feeding them a little bit at a time because I don't want them to plug the queen, and that term plug the queen comes in many different terms. Button her up, all kinds of things. It means she doesn't have nowhere to lay because you fed her so much. Now I don't know if all those bees are the same bees or not, but we're gonna do a little shaky here. You'll see those girls run home. And once again, the top's still hot in the shade. Feel the backside with the insulation.
They're
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
cooler than
Yeah.
regular without insulation.
Yeah. There's a real good girl, but this is where I can't wait till next year to build up more hives, because I would give this girl another frame of brood, and that's why I might bust that big hive down to put another frame of brood in here. I'll give you an excellent example of a hive that needs a frame of brood. Good layer. Great layer. She's laid up everywhere she can. As a matter of fact, I gave her food this morning. We'll see where, oh, and they've already ticked down about 2/3 or more of the way. You can see the bees on it, on the food. Let's see if, make sure I got that in the camera there. Oops, I was going the right way. I'm going backwards here. You can see the bees on the food. They're taking that sugar water right up. I got a good layer here. But I got a good problem too. You can lift these bags right up. That's what makes them real nice. They very seldom dump, just very little if they do. You can see it didn't dump at all. The problem I got is that they're just building up. She can only do so much. She's only got so many bees. It's real nice brood there. Excellent layer. I will really be happy with her when she's able to go full speed. Look at that. But she's only got so many bees.
Yeah.
She can't do any more.
So you're ready to stick another frame of bees in there?
Of pure brood, no bees, just
No bees,
brood.
Just brood.
I can't mix bees with a queen from another queen. They'll kill the queen. They'll go right after her. You want to hold this just for a second? I haven't checked the other frame 2-3 weeks, but I'm sure it's filled with brood, and she's just been a real good performer. And I'm just waiting for this thing to burst.
She's laid all these all the way.
Yeah, she laid her nice
She's
little.
right here.
Oh yeah, oh boy, she is. And see, there's not a lot of bees. See, there's just brood in the middle.
Okay.
There's just brood. So I will lay another frame in here in about a week as soon as these bees hatch. Because the other bees, there's some field bees out there, but these bees will start turning into field bees. They'll start going out. And if they can't go out because they're needed inside, some of them will stay in. What I want to do is get a flow of bees going in the order of bees. Nurse bees, field bees. There's a lot of other kind of bees too, but nurse bees, field bees. I want to put this in a 3-framer, put a full frame of brood in that's ready to pop in about a day or two. Real dark brown. Come back 4 days later, you got a 3-framer stuffed. Because 1 frame of brood makes how many frames of bees?
2.
That's right. Every time. Every time. It make maybe 1.5 if it's not a full, real big frame, but 1 bee covers 2 holes. So real close. That's a dud. Kind of my middle name this year. But I'm not too sad because other beekeepers around the nation told me the same thing. I don't know why last year I had over 80% success rate with mating queens. This year I don't even want to say it, hair under 50%.
Really?
Yeah, it just, I don't know. It just, bees will humble a man.
Well, I'm going to have to take off. I
You
think.
betcha, Rod. And we're
All right,
just about
we'll see
done
ya.
here anyway. So
Okay.
you drop by any time, and you'll always pick something up.
Okay,
You'll
well,
always
that's what
pick something up.
I've come to just
Yeah.
see if I can't learn something.
Yeah.
You always will.
Definitely.
You always pick something up. But it's always a pleasure to have you here, and you feel free with the wife to join us, and we'll give you a call. Come over to the swimming pool with the kids. Okay.
That sounds good.
All right. I got
Yeah,
another
it's
one
nice
over
and,
here.
It's nice and warm now.
Yeah.
Oh boy, yeah,
Pretty
it's
good.
plenty warm. We're not complaining about the cold now, are we?
All right.
No, we're not. We'll see you later, Russ.
See ya.
Here's a real nice hive. Jim was going to come over today because he's buying a nuke from me,
Yeah.
and he was going to come over. But you see, I got the sugar water on him
Mm-hmm.
because I don't know if you can tell. This one's got some weight in it. Thank God, you can tell the difference.
Yeah.
It's got some weight in it. I got the sugar water on it. I got enough on there. Yeah, I got enough on there. I'll leave him alone. I know she's laying. I know she's laying real good. The one I want to really look at's the end one. See how it's doing. See how it piece things together.
So now she's relaxing now.
Pretty much so. I'll tell you this much. I took the piece of wood out of the middle of it. I smoked them. They got a little rolled up. That box, I checked it to see if I could lift the lid on it. And I could. Then I lifted the lid. I'm going to check this one right here. I lifted the lid, and they didn't attack me. You know what I mean by they just didn't. I told the story the other day. I made a video of it, of doing it, and I'll tell you, I think they got me 6-8 times
Oh, yeah.
Through.
Yeah.
through the suit. Yeah, you see, these girls needed food.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one you can tell is lighter. You put it up from this side because I got the screws on the other side, and you immediately can tell. Yeah, they're light. That's because there's not a ton of field bees. Just a little lighter.
Yeah.
Just that little bit. There's a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
But they're laying it up, and I just want to pull 1 or 2 frames to make sure one thing. I'm not buttoning up the queen. I'm not filling her up where she can't have nowhere to lay. Because if she can't lay nowhere, I don't care if there's 2 frames in there or 20. She'll leave. It's funny. See, you can tell when you start half testing your bees. Oh boy, she's gonna blow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boy, that's nice brood. It's got a week left on it. Real nice brood. A real big queen on here. Boy, the girl's real calm.
Mm-hmm.
Real nice queen on. Real nice bees. Boy, I just put this one in here. Wow. Good. Yeah, she is going to blow this thing out. And this is the nuke I wanted to sell Jim.
Mm-hmm.
It's perfect. It's all filled up. There's a ton of bees on it. I told him to be ready next week, and I believe it'll be ready next week because there's 2 frames of bees that are going to blow any day. Yeah, please. Thank you. That's okay. It won't stand a chance. It will see its doom soon.
On all the honey.
Great. Just what I wanted to see. Yeah, beautiful. And then see this side. Yeah, this thing, I will actually put in a 5-framer. In just a couple of days, Monday, I'll put it in a 5-framer because the eggs are going to blow and she's just going to go nuts. and then she'll have the workforce. See, that's what's neat. It's like multiplication. So, thank you, Raphael. Go ahead, push it. Perfect, just like that. She'll have that workforce in there. Yeah, see, that wasp flew away. It knows. It knows its enemies. It knows who loves it and who doesn't. We'll give these girls just a little more sugar water. This bag's getting a little dirty. I'll come back out. I'll throw one out. You know what?
Yeah,
Yeah, go get me one. Well, you know what? Never mind. I don't have a 16 penny nail with me. No, I don't. So it's okay. I'll use this one more day. Oh, you got a 16 penny nail in your driver? Oh, like a little teeny thingamajigger? Perfect. Yeah. Yeah, we'll go get it. That's perfect. Boy, Raphael always comes out here, folks, and he's always got all kinds of gadgets. He's got this knife with him, and I use it half the time on my bees. There's a SOG, a Special Operations Group, in Vietnam. That was a long time ago. And here you got a knife here, and it's a good knife. So let's see what we got here. Boy, and here comes the bag, and I'll show you how easy these are to make. You always learn something out of the apparatus. Take the knife right here. Go ahead and check, make sure the camera's in line with this, Raphael. I appreciate that.
Right there.
All right. Take one, or take two, I take 3 holes. Put it right across there. I fill her up. Set her down. Seal her up. It's a done deal. 2 weeks. That'll last. It'll cost a nickel. It is a done deal. This next time I'm actually smoked. I don't remember to smoke often, but there are cases I don't forget. And I'm always willing to admit when I need smoke.